Welcome back, guys, to a new type of video I'm trying out. Today, I'll be telling a story about D&D, specifically a D&D session that I recently had. Now, I'd like to offer special thanks to Werty, JC, Cthulu, and Cam. I appreciate the opportunity to play with you guys, and I am sorry for what happened during this session, guys. Like, it was not supposed to happen this way. So, with that, let's get right into it. The background. There is a temple full of magic that is guarded by various traps. We have a wizard friend named Cleve Hubbardane that can disable the magic with a crystal called Arcanium that is full of magic. Our goal is to go into the temple and find similar crystals. I, Richbug, play a gnome wild magic sorcerer named Gibby. JC plays a half-elf bard named Trisdy. Cam plays a kobold barbarian named Vigor, and Cthulhu plays a drow bard who is a politician named Peble. Cthulhu had just joined the party for this game. For reference, I will be referring to each character by their name, not player or class. The story. The party was about to enter the temple after having a long, useless discussion about parties. Cleve held up the crystal of Arcanium to disable the traps, and we heard clicking in the walls affirming us that they had been disabled. We entered the temple. Now the party, minus Cthulhu, had already been inside the temple once, and we were going back to find some more magic Arcanium. There were 3 halls that stretched from the entrance to the temple. We had already explored both the left and right halls completely, so we proceeded down the center hall, which leads to a spiral staircase. The first room has a sword in it, with living armor guarding it. We try to grab the sword again, and the armor starts attacking us. Luckily, we knew that if we dropped the sword, the armor would deactivate. We left the room with the sword in it and proceeded to descend the stairs. At the base of the stairs, there was a 2-hall split. The right hall leads to a library full of flying golems that shelve books. To the left is a portal that changes destination with the correct portal code. The party decides to go to the library and see if they can access the control panel they discovered the last time they entered the temple. Gibby, however, decides that it would be a better idea to go to the archive. The archive is apparently different from the library that had its own portal code and room, but also stores information. Gibby enters in the portal code and leaves the party. Now guys, this is where everything begins to crumble before my eyes as a player. And boy, did it crumble. As Gibby enters the archive, there's a room full of black mist and a control panel similar to that of the one in the library. Gibby decided that it would be a brilliant idea to go touch the control panel in the middle of a room full of black mist. When Gibby turned the control panel on, the game master, Werty, had him roll a wisdom saving throw. Naturally, Gibby rolled the classic natural 1. I mean, what else could you roll on a saving throw? It's Dungeons and Dragons, for goodness sake. Being engulfed in the black mist, Gibby receives orders to murder all his friends. It wasn't just an order. It was a joyful task that needed to be carried out, like a stroll on the beach or gambling. Once done murdering his friends, Gibby was ordered to travel to a Stonevale tavern. Filled with a new purpose and a new desire, Gibby had turned and exited the portal. The other party members had reached the library terminal and decided it would be a good idea to go to the mine. It was way better than going to the archive. Let me tell you, it was. After entering the portal to the mines and walking about 20 feet from the portal is when Evil Gibby walks through. As soon as Evil Gibby sees the party, he attacks. Lifting his hand, Evil Gibby casts Scorching Ray and one-shots Trisdy. Leaving the party surprised, Gibby takes his second turn and takes out Vigor. Vigor is the tank of the party, and the dice gods must have shown grace on Evil Gibby, because dealing nearly 60 total damage within 2 turns should be impossible for a level 3 wild magic sorcerer. Peble was the only one left standing, a politician new to this area and a player that has no idea about the story or what has gone up until this point was left. Peble had also joined the campaign that week. I know I've said this many times, but if it weren't for Peble joining that session specifically, Gibby would have had a total party knockout where every single person in the party had been KO'd. Peble ran over and revived Vigor for his turn. At this point, it had returned to Gibby's turn, in which he cast Magic Missile and dealt 11 bits of damage to Vigor's 14 current hit points. Vigor now takes his broken greatsword and deals 10 bits of bludgeoning damage in an attempt to knock Gibby unconscious. Vigor does not succeed, and Sabeel takes this time to revive Trisdy. Trisdy, now standing, casts Witch Bolt, knocking Gibby unconscious. To provide a little more backstory, Gibby and Trisdy basically hate each other in game. They've had numerous amounts of PvP and don't get along well. As players, JC and I don't hate each other. At least, I don't hate JC. And JC, if you're watching this, you're an epic gamer. Congratulations. Now, back to the story. With Gibby unconscious, Trisdy casts Magic Missile to finish off Gibby for the good. The Magic Missile lands and Gibby is dead. This is not the first time Gibby has died before. Gibby has died twice and has been revived twice. This time, it looks like the Gnome Sorcerer was dead for good. As one last hurrah before letting Gibby die, the Game Master, Werty, decided to let me Magic Surge one last time. With that statement, I rolled my D100. I rolled a natural 1 on a D100. For the surge, this means I was able to surge 10 more times. The party went silent, except for me, who was snickering at the thought of the damage I can do with this. I roll the D100 10 more times to see what mayhem I can cause before I die. I rolled the outcomes as follows. First, the magic explodes into a great ball, and Gibby revives himself for 11 hit points. The DM and the party erupts in laughter at the complete lunacy of this act. Gibby was revived for a third time. Can you believe it? Next, Gibby turns himself into a potted plant, which I described as a potted fern. Gibby then receives resistance to all damage. With a pulsation of magic, Gibby summons 3 lightning bolts, which all strike Trisdy and bringing her to the brink of death. For Gibby's second to final act, Gibby the Fern begins to glow bright as if they had ascended to the level of a deity. With a final pulsation of magic, Gibby the Godly Fern multiplies into 4 different plants before all the magic ceases, leaving one very much alive Gibby with a story to tell and a very much dumbfounded party. Now, that was a story to behold. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and again, another special thanks to Werty, JC, Cthulu, and Cam. This video would not be a thing if it weren't for you guys. I am super thankful to you guys. That's it for the video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Click subscribe. Do that right now. It's down there. It's free. Subscribe!